To season 2, which is the first season, the own different type of series. Now, here's a problem having the season 2. Now, season 2 was released. What was this released? I think it was supposed to be released originally at the same time originally with these sets came along with it. But here's a problem having with these with season 2. Let me show you. What was it? It's 12 episodes. It's 12 episodes. You actually get, these little, in some case, which you get the info. Let's see that. Got the characters along with Ash. And then basically you have the information of the story. So you have Blast Warriors. You have, I think, Lapras. There's other Pokemon, wherever his name is. Dragonon or whatever. But here's a problem having with season 2. It's 12 episodes. But they cram onto it in one freaking disc. Now, like I say, if you know anything in coding, or any kind of coding which onto a DVD disc, you know you're spending into the bit rates a little too much, because the more bitrate you cram into to a singular disk, the more the more bitrate you're actually losing the quality. Now, like I say, it is watchable if you're like me and just basically just want to have the episodes in order, and that's fine. That's really complicated. But if you're basically cramming into one singular disc, it gets kind of competitive and just really just, I don't know, it's just kind of weird nowadays. And then just 3. So, I'm not going to go the whole episode listening, because I know you guys already watched the show already, so there's no point with that, really. But, this is the problem having with baseball season 2. Now, season 1, the menu is actually just pops up, really, so you can actually scroll to the episodes and actually choose the episodes what's your favorite, like that. But to this, it goes towards the theme song, and then it goes straight to the episodes at the end of the credits. Now, this is a very well explanatory why I don't usually see this often much as in any DVD sets. And it's so much different, Richard, compared to this, Richard. And you're probably thinking, well, Eric, is it watchable? Yes, it is. It is watchable. It is fine to basically just kind of scram towards the episodes. But it's just kind of odd to me, Richard, too. And that's the reason why I never understand why this was a problem. But now I know what it is. I think it's this basic explanatory of why it goes. But it is watchable to watch all the episodes. It's just that the quality and the bitrate is a little kind of slow, Richard. Now look at the bitrate of how these episodes are crammed for this season, and there were about 4 or 7 tops for each episode. So that's a problem. That's a huge problem for that. But if you want the basis of the second season, this is what you're only going to get. But there have been 3 volumes which you can actually get pre-release, and it's same good as thing as the base of this release. The only difference is you're probably getting same quality, same bitrate as well as something like this. But if you want season 2, this is where you're going to have to purchase. So now we go to basically the Johto journey, which is basically spread out to 7 volumes, which is amazing. Yeah, spread out to I think 9 to 7 volumes, which I have originally in my collection. I have some originally in my collection. Some of them actually just a nice good bit rating because it's spread out to 3 episodes per disc. So we have this one, which is this one, The Brand New World, and it's listed with the episodes. And if we open it up, we have a nice good DVD disc. It is a bootleg version, by the way, version, but Seeker. If I can show you the back version, it's like. And then we have volume 42. Just trying to make sure they keep the light version. I guess I could basically make it a lot more. With volume 43, guess you can't really see versus with this. And they all are bootlegs, usually, which I create for myself. But yeah, it's not that bad. Really, it's not that really that bad. Volume 43, which we have the 3 episodes once again. So yeah. So I can give you a nice picture of it. There you go. Like that. And we have volume 45, which is not a good picture of the cover. And you probably know if I still make the bootleg version, well, yeah, spread it with 3 episodes, so it's not too bad. There you go. So basically, you're getting the same quality versus basically these are single. Yeah, this is not a bad. This is not a good picture version. This is not a good picture version. I don't know why. So that's that. And you have the episode listening. Volume. I think I'm just gonna call it basically volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is volume 9. Volume 8, volume 10. And finally, volume 11. So it's spread out to 11 volumes. And this is the final situation of the disc. And yes, it is another bootleg, which is basically spread out to 4 episodes. Compared for these two, these are spread out to 4 episodes. This one, especially right here. This one, basically, especially right here. So, like I said before, if you're like me and you just want to basically have the episodes in order, then you probably have to go to certain websites like Torrent to get the episodes, and actually, hopefully, you can actually burn them for yourself. Because, like I said before, people do it all the time. So, what's the harm? Now, we go to the Johto Championships, which is spread out to basically 7 volumes. Now, compare for basically this right here, is spread out to 10 volumes, spread out to 11 volumes. So you're basically getting the quality base of these sets I actually make for my own. They're about 5 to 4 tops of a bit quality. So you actually really just basically drop down the quality of it. And that's fine. That's really kind of how they did it. And they could basically do it at least about 4 or 5 tops of a bit rate. So again, I should compare for really small of that. But be fair, it's pretty fine, which is what they did. Now we'll go to the Johto Journey, which I can basically grab here. So here. So we have volume. This is actually the Johto Championships. Spread out to basically volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. So volume 1 to 7, this is season 4. Yes, season 4. And to compare for these, they are in nice good quality, which brought out to 7 episodes per disc. And probably can see the image of the Pokemon, which is a light scribe, which I actually make for myself. Probably can't see them, so you can't see the image of the Pokemon. Maybe. Yeah. So it's spread out to 7 episodes. Put it up again. Light scribe. And then we have volume 3. Again, spread out to 3 episodes. Spread out to 7 episodes. My fault. 7 episodes. And then we have volume 4. I especially like the Pichu episode, what was it called? The Apple Core, which you have the Pichu and basically Pikachu try to basically get all the apple trees version from that episode, and they help out one another version, which is pretty interesting, which is a pretty cool episode. And then there's the plain old light scribe. You can't really you could barely see the Pokemon version clearly versus towards it, so. Yeah, I was trying to test out the light scribe DVD burner, and it was not that bad version. The only difference is that you have to basically have to light scribe the disc on the top, and then you have to put the image onto the surface once you basically are burning the disc. So it's pretty well explained to why it was different. It has normal, best, and I think lighter, best, and normal and best, which is the best is basically you get nice good picture, which is basically the image of the frame of the disc, but it's pretty hard to tell when you look at the images of the base of the writing. So that's that. So compare for these, you actually get 7 episodes for a disc. Now here's the problem with the final set. This spread out to 10 episodes, which you get 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours of the episodes, which is, it's fine, which is what they did. But it's a bit, if they did it originally like the same thing as other volumes, they could basically, so they actually put a couple more episodes in the singular discs. So basically you have that, and I'll flip around where you spread out to 10 episodes. And then we have another light scribe where you could see a little bit of the Pokemon is a bit not too bad. Now, the quality of based on these, they're about 2.5 hours. So you actually get probably like towards 10 hours, which is based of episodes. And then you get another episode with the 10, which makes it about 30 to 35 hours tops of base of episodes. So that's not too bad, virtually. I think the only difference is that you're actually trying to basically compare season 5. Now season 5 was spread out to 3 volumes. Suddenly I do to 6 volumes. Now they actually released these sets, which are just only basically just 2 box sets. Now compared for this, you actually have box 1 and box 2. Which is like that. So basically you have this 1, this 2, and this 3 of the Master Quest of part 1. So compared for that, you have that, that, and then we open up. It's basically we have the disc, which is on the light scribe burner with the images, basically. Yeah, I kind of basically decided one to basically. So. So we have that. Okay. Let's put that there originally. So compare what it is. Then we have this 2, which is they hatch a plan. Have a list of the episode. And this 3, just waiting for a friend. Which you got Brock along with his Pokemon. And on the back we have a list of the episodes. And we have a disc art. Pretty cool, huh? Awesome disc art, huh? Then we go to basically the final set, which we have Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. So compared with this is the final set of basically the Master Quest of the Johto Journey, of the Johto Religion. And we have this one, which is English Up. So the episodes. And then we have a nice good disc artwork. And we have disc 3, disc 2. So the episodes. And then we have a nice good artwork of the disc. And then we finally have disc 3. The Johto photo finish. If I pronounce it right. Yes. Johto finish photo. Or Johto photo finish. And then we have the list of the episodes. And then we have, I don't know what it's, have a disc artwork. Pretty cool, huh? But yeah, that is my Pokemon stuff of the first and to the 5th season. Now, like I said before, all these sets originally are completely, these are actually the original sets right here. These are actually these bootlegs I actually create. But compared for some of the episodes, like I said before, there's actually 3 episodes were missing on season 1. And that was basically Beauty and the Beach, the Legend of the Legend, well, how you pronounce the word, you know what I mean. The Legend of the Condensed, and the Poly episode. Now that the Poly episode is actually very rare and very well considered episode that never been released on DVD, VHS, or any kind of format at all times. It was only basically released in Japan. Now because of that, that episode was been banned and that been seen like the date again. Is because that episode is when we see Pikachu use his electric attack to actually shoot these rockets, and we actually see an image of a flashing red and blue image, that flashing light that really blinks and actually get, the kids in Japan seizures and actually could die from that. Now, because of that episode, it's very well rare why that is. Now, myself, I haven't seen that episode. I have seen some parts of it and seen some images and how the episode looks. And it's a pretty well considered rare episode, why that convention is. And for basically like the Beauty and Beach, it's not really a bad episode or a very well considered episode. It's very well kind of odd and very well convenient episode because most of the time you look at it, it's very well, the day of going to the beach. And the way you look at Ash, approach of Misty saying she's a tragic girl who confesses of she is. And then it's a very well considered bizarre episode, but for what its time, it was fine. It didn't really show it pretty much a little bit on television a bit, but compared with that, it's pretty well a very rare episode. But that being said, the other kind of rare episode was probably those 2. It was the Legend of the Dander, if I pronounce that name right, and then there was the Poly episode, which is actually the Poly competitive Pokemon that never been shown originally on television before, and probably never seen again. Now, basically for the Orange Island, there was no episodes to be missing. There's actually the episodes and everything else. Along with basically with the movies, there's really not much to explain to it. They just kind of core episode of the choice of the entire cartoon series, and it just really kind of just really starts up with the story and moves on with the series. but there have been some episodes missing, which is towards the series. Now, for basically the Master Quest, I probably recall there is one episode that's missing, but I'm not gonna probably go to explain to it because I never seen it, and likely I never will. So, what more can I say about it? I will mention usually in towards the comic book version. Now, I do have some of the comic book versions, which I have these right here, the Pokemon Adventures. Yeah. So I have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4 of the Adventures. And I also have some of them of the comics, which is a kind of journey towards the Pokemon cartoon, but it's actually a little bit wired down, but I don't have this basically issue 2 and issue 4, so it's kind of really linked down towards it. But to say for basically for these two, these are probably explained towards what and how that is. So, and it's actually called Pikachu Shocks Back, which is actually explained to a story of Ash and Pikachu's relationship and then friendship towards the series in the cartoon. And the reason why the comic's a lot more different than the cartoon, it's actually a lot more violent, originally. So let's basically take a look at basically of these comics, and I'll show you with the image I basically would probably look. Which probably these less trauma. Probably really know what you. I think I probably know. No, I think we could probably go with. It's because there is a reason why. And so it is kind of strong. So basically like this. So we got an image of basically Pikachu and Eevee. Like so. And let's see what else can give you guys an image. Okay. How about this one? This is the first appearance of Misty, which is pretty cool. Actually, it's really a lot more different than she makes in the cartoon, originally. She doesn't have her hair curl up a bit, this is actually a lot more better, originally. But that being said, it's pretty well fine. But on issue 4, we have a scene basically based on the cartoon, which is pretty well interesting, and I think it's pretty well fun, which we're going to go with. Let's see. What was it originally? Okay, I see. Yeah. This is the image of Pikachu going on with basically the other Pikachus, and you can see the character Ash being so deliberate, usually this down-footed and actually feeling sad version himself. And then towards the end of the issue, which is right here, if I can give you an image like that, he says, "Take care of yourself, Pikachu." And then Ash just keep on walking, and then here's the sound named Pika. And then Ash turns around and says, "Pikachu, are you sure?" Tap, tap, tap. Zba. My friend. And then Pikachu rub and look at it down back inside, and Pikachu and Ash run together to the fragrance of the sunset. And here it is, an image of that. Pretty interesting, huh? It is kind of incorporated towards the base of the cartoon series of that episode, Bye Bye Pikachu, but this is actually a lot more storytelling different. So, compared for this, it's actually far more different, actually. I guess we'll give you another image based on how the Pokemon look, probably scary and how horrible looking. Here's Arbok and Weasling in there. gross of it is and humor to it. Because Pokemon, anime is very well kind of gruesome based towards the comics. They're not really gruesome based towards the cartoon or any kind of basic format they base are in. They're a lot more gruesome towards the comics. So you actually can look at them and probably their facial expressions and how they really are connected to one another. So, because I give you another image of them battling. And here's Pikachu and him and all the base of Pokemon battling to one another with all its glory, which is pretty well gruesome, but hey, I love that. That's pretty well confirmatory. But yeah, that is the Pokemon DVD animation along with basically the comics. Now, compared for basically the Adventure series, that's just a different type of story. They are a lot more conservative of storyline. They basically look at the Pikachu Strikes Back and basically along with the cartoon series, because it's actually a lot more gruesome and actually a far more different mission than you look at the premium character Ash, because Ash is more the typical stumbler, the class clown, and all this other sort of stuff, which it's kind of really weird when you're watching it. It's pretty well explained to why it's different. But, for what it's worth, I like seeing different versions of the Pokemon universe. I like to see a little bit more gruesome towards it, because I like to see the Pokemons to be more gruesome, be a lot more aggressive, be a lot more human-like towards based the comics. Because the comics are very well explanatory, because back in the early 90s, it was a very well gruesome comic, because there was so much images and makes so much remember with the characters, it's just really just outrageous to basically read them. But this is the only I don't have right here. I only have this basically the adventure comics, along with basically with the issues, and of course basically without further ado, let me put these is the basically cartoon sets, the cartoon series, and that's the reason why I love by it, because I personally think it's pretty well fun. We're saying that's what they had no. Let's put this up here. Hope it doesn't fall. Let's put it this way, right here. Yeah, that'd be fine. So, that really concludes my Pokemon DVD animation video episode. I'm not quite sure if I could probably continue on the story, because like I said, I haven't really keep on with Pokemon lately, versus I was more focused on basically this entire series here. And, it's just what we go for. And, yeah. I'm happy Richard is basically the only set. I will mention that if you're very well serious about getting the 3 main episodes, you probably will eventually check them out, Richard, because one of the episodes, basically, like I said before, is a very well rare and very well exclusive episode you probably won't watch again, because believe me, I when I was watching that very third final episode of basically the first season, I was completely I wasn't in the I wasn't in the information image. I was very kind of curious why those 3 episodes was missing, and now I know. I just basically I'm glad I haven't owned them. So yeah. So I don't know more I can say about them. I'm just glad I got involved to the whole Pokemon universe, and really I'm just looking forward to basically to try to get the other Prime Pokemon sets hopefully, and yeah. Just looking for basically what's new for the rise for Pokemon. So, that ends the meeting for you for now. I don't know more I can say about it, but just happy Richard just finally get to do this end of this part, Richard, because I'm looking at my time and think, oh wow, I went over about 50 minutes. So I might do it maybe about 2 parts. So yeah. So that's it for me and you for now. Till next time, this is Ed Brown. Thank you for watching, and sayonara.